Hey guys, today is Top 5 Tuesday, and because ACOFAS came out today, even though I don't have the book in my hands currently and I'm really upset about that, but my YO Chronicles package is not turning up until Thursday, and I'm gonna die because it's such a small book that everyone would have read it by then. But because that book has come out, I decided to talk about my top 5 favourite moments from A Court of Mist and Fury by Sarah J Maas, because this is the best one in the ACO trilogy, because you got the ACOMAF, and you got the ACOFAS, then you got the ACOTAB, and you got the ACOWAR, and you know, we're acronyming because these titles are the longest thing in the universe. But I am here to talk about my favourite moments of this book, and like, I don't know if I might do this for some like other books, because like there is a lot of books that I'd love to talk about my favourite moments in, but with these videos you kind of need to have read the book before you watch it. So if you have not read this book, there is going to be spoilers for what goes on in this book, because some of my favourite moments happen a lot later in the book. So, you know, like this could be a thing that I might do, but I'm not sure yet. But anyway, let's get into the video. So number 5 on my list is when Rhysand crashes Feyru's wedding. When I first read this book, I was not a big fan. I was so annoyed because I'm like, you know, Tamlin and Feyru, they're about to get married, they're about to do the thing, they're about to do the do. And then Rhysand came in and messed it all up. But on my second read, you know, you realise, like, I mean, Feyru did not want to marry Tamlin in that moment, and Rhysand came and rescued her, stopped Tamlin from being embarrassed, and it just worked out really, really well. And I was just a very big fan of that whole moment, because I was just so glad that he came in and he was so drunk and it was so funny, and I just, you know, it's just a great scene, and it's a really great moment of seeing Rhysand a bit different, because he wasn't trying to control how he acted around people as much in that moment, and loved it. Moment number 4 is when Feyru chucks her shoe at Rhys's head once he brings her back to the Court of Nightmares. It is the best, because it's actually the first time we see Feyru have some fight in her since this book started, because she has had severe depression and PTSD, and this was the first time that she showed some anger and chucked the shoe at him, and it's so funny. Like, I just love it how he just is like, Feyru! I just, so good. So good. And yeah, I just love that, and he was so shocked by it, and just like their first moments of being in his court did not go well, but it's just so funny and I loved it. Moment number 3 for me is when Feyru gets Rhysand out of his funk. After they come back from the summer court and they get the blood rubies, and Rhys is just sitting there moping and very upset about it, Feyru, because of all the times that Rhysand pushed her and joked with her and just got her out of her depressive states that she does go through, she was going to do the same thing for him. So she just keeps pushing and pushing at him until he finally fights back and he finally becomes Rhysand again. And I love it too when she walks away and he puts that dream into her head of like trying lingerie on with him, and just, it just was a really nice moment, like from such sadness to pretty like, well, happiness. It was really good, really good. So number 2 was a bit of a naughty one, and it's not chapter 55. That could have been on the list, but that is just too nasty to talk about. I love it, but it's too nasty to talk about. Like, honorable mention, chapter 55. But the moment that I want to talk about is the Court of Nightmares scene, because I just can't even, like, the level of just, oh my god, this is amazing that I felt throughout that time was so good. Like, I just love it, because, you know, Rhysand loves her so much, and Feyru is not there yet. Like, she doesn't want to feel, and just for the fact that she has to pretend to be like his whore, and she's sitting on him and he starts touching her, and then she just doesn't understand why her body's reacting like this, and then she just realizes that she wants him, and I'm just like, and then when Rhys started reacting to it and noticed that Feyru was reacting, and they're all just like, ah! Like, I just, it's naughty, but I love this scene so much, like so much, because it's just so perfect, and just love it. I just love it. And moment number 1 is Rhys's big ass speech that explains every shitty thing that he ever did and every shitty thing that ever happened, and just blew my mind, because again, when I first read this book, that was the moment that made me love him, because I didn't want to love him because I was still hardcore Team Tamlin. And, you know, that was just fucked up. Like, I don't even know why I liked him now, but rereading it, coming back to that scene, and already knowing of all the sacrifices, and being able to read it in the point of view that he's doing these things for a reason. But I loved it so much how he explained about his life, about his family, about being stuck under the mountain, realizing that Feyru was his mate, and all the things that he did, and about how her neck snapped, and just how he tried to protect her at every moment. And it really shined a light on how shitty Tamlin is, because, you know, he's real shitty, because, I mean, he had a chance to get Feyru out of under the mountain, and all he wanted to do was have sex with her. So he's a good lad, isn't he? But it's just was such a powerful scene, in the fact that after he talked about it, he started fucking crying. And then when Feyre's like, you know, I accept you and I love you, like, you are perfect the way you are, and he's just like, one moment I really wanted to cry in this book and I could not, because I do not cry in books. But movies, man, movies. If they make the movie version and they have to do that scene well, or I will kill someone. So they're my favourite moments. Like, there is so many good moments in this series. Like, Darvel's scene when she paints for the first time, meeting the inner circle. Like, there's so much that I love that there's just too many things to talk about. Like, it should be the list of a gazillion things that are good about this book, but I could only pick 5 moments. So yes. Anyway guys, hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching and I'll see you guys later. Bye!